Hey there, guys. This is Flamesaron, aka YouTube's Tasuke, and good golly, we're already getting another East game. Like, I know they said they announced or that they were working on one, and that it was gonna come out like in 2019, but I'm just really surprised. For those of you who don't know, East 9 was announced. Yes, East 9. Like, holy crap. Like, again, it's just like I was expecting it would be a little bit before they would announce it. I know for a fact that probably the English localization will probably take a while, especially with what had happened with, East 8 and, all that. But yeah, like I'm happy that we got news of it sooner than later. It actually looks kind of interesting too. The full title is East 9 Monstrum Nox, and it's going to take place in Baldo, which is a city, I believe. I'm going off of Gematsu's article, though I did notice that they translated Asteria as Asterior. I think that might have been or rather, I know that's an error because it turned Baldo was actually, I think, like north or northeast or so of Asteria. So we're actually going back to close to the location of East. I think it's East 1. I think East 2 was actually in East. Because for those of you who didn't know, there actually is a reason why it's called East. But so far, it's been announced for only PS4. I imagine when it comes out in English, we'll probably get it on PC as well. I doubt on the Vita. We might get it on Switch. That's probably going to be down the line as well. But it looks pretty good. We don't know too much about it so far. It has to do with these superhumans called Monstrum who have like supernatural powers, and that's going to come into play with like traversing the area. It seems the motif seems to be like this like dark kind of grimy prison area. Like if you go on the website, there's like it shows all these characters behind bars except for this one chick with like this like a hood and whatnot. I guess she's gonna be kind of like the I don't know what to call her. I doubt she's gonna be the alternative at all in terms of gameplay. Um, I don't even think she'd be the Donna equivalent. According to the basically Adol's gonna have another dream. And one thing they did note in an updated article is that it's unrelated to the Donna situation. It does take place after E8. In fact, it actually takes place after E7 as well. So we're finally moving forward. And I'm actually glad that we're getting a whole new game instead of a remake, at least for the moment, because I don't remember if I ever said anything in any other video. I might have, probably in the Dark Souls Let's Plays, but I actually got a physical copy of East 5 on the Super Famicom or Super Nintendo, whatever, because the fan translation came out. And like I've said before, for my fan translations that I get into my collection, I like to actually have the physical game, especially if I can't, like, burn the patched ISO to a disc and play it on my system. But even then, I still like to get the actual game. Like I did that with Berserk on the PS2. I've done that with Clock Tower that I worked on and all that. But apparently Adol is going to be at his oldest age yet, so that's pretty cool. Apparently people don't know that Adol's the protagonist. I saw that article. I'm just like, and then they made an update saying, "Oh, by the way, Adol's the protagonist." I'm like, y'all, do you not know that Adol's the protagonist? No, I'm just kidding. But the E series at this point is probably my second favorite JRPG, right under Undertale. So I'm really excited about this. I hope that they continue to work with what they have from E8, because I really felt like the battle system and gameplay was at its peak for what I feel like it should be in 3D. The only thing I really want them to kind of work on is the platforming, because I think I've said this in like other East videos, but I feel like the East series, I classify it as a platforming RPG, either an adventure RPG or a platforming RPG, and I feel like you can kind of put those two together anyway to make it like an adventure platforming RPG. But I think that like there should be a little bit of platforming. It doesn't have to be like the equivalent of like Banjo-Kazooie or Mario or Ukulele or Vex or anything, or Gex for that matter, Sonic, whatever. But I do think having a little bit, if you're gonna have a jump button for one thing, might as well. Based on the article, it sounds, because they said, "Oh, we're going back to the three-party system." Like, I'm wondering if they mean like it's gonna go back to E7 and Memories of Celceta, which I guess that's okay. I feel like if you're gonna do that, it's basically just an action RPG at that point. It kind of loses a little bit of style. Um, Even though Memories of Celceta is still my favorite Ys game, but I feel like Lacrimosa of Dana really made uh, the the gameplay more what I envision Ys to be, especially being someone who started with E6 Arc Nepishtim on the PS2, where it was kind of platformy. It wasn't like major platformy, but you know what I mean. So I feel like um, having that kind of gameplay is pretty important. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is that I hope they, to kind of reinforce what I said earlier, I hope they kind of stick with the Lacrimosa of Dana. I don't know if you call it engine or just mechanics or whatever you want to call it. I basically hope they kind of, if they just sort of like reinforce off of that, and I don't really know what else they could do. Maybe make it a little smoother, I guess, um, and add more platforming. I'd love more costumes as well. I think that's one thing that, particularly the North American version, really lacked. I think we need more costumes, and I hope they bring back the classic armor. I mean, I may not wear it, like how I didn't wear it in the main game, but you know, and it'll be interesting to see what comes from it. It looks like it's going to be a darker Ys game, so I hope we get more darker themes. I hope there's some cussing. I hope Adel says "damn." No, I'm just kidding. He's not going to talk no in this game. I imagine Dogi will probably. Actually, Dogi kind of has to be there at this point. But yeah, I honestly like. I kind of want to see some gameplay at this point. I imagine we'll probably get something from Tokyo Game Show. I think. They're not gonna. Obviously they're not doing anything like Mortal Kombat where it's all like, oh, public reveal date. You know, I think we're probably gonna get something in Tokyo Game Show more than likely. I get, but not a lot really. We got some screenshots and it looks like what you would expect. I mean, it does look like even though the game's kind of going for a dark, prison theme, there's gonna be some color, which is good. Since it's gonna be on PS4, I do hope they kind of up the graphics a little bit. It doesn't have to be like super high res or anything. I don't even want it to look like Kingdom Hearts for that matter. Maybe if they just make it look a little. I kind of honestly would sort of prefer, like, if they make it look like Tales of Berseria, for example, in terms of like not like the art style or anything, but sort of like the fidelity. Actually, thinking about it, the chick does kind of have a sort of a velvety vibe to her, slightly. She's got guns. Velvet didn't have guns. She had an arm blade thing and blades in her feet. But you know what I mean, like where that kind of anime game, but it looks a little like higher up than just what do you call it? Like it looks a little higher poly count, I guess. You know what I mean? Like just a little nicer. I don't want it to like look major. Like if they want to do it that way, that's fine as long as they make it look really good. And frankly, if they don't even make it look any different graphic quality wise, or like future proof it or anything, then that's a-okay. I mean, they just say 2019. For all we know, that could mean the end of 2019, and I'm guessing that's probably going to be the case. Because if they're announcing it, I mean, it's been like I think like a month or so, like a little, or we're getting close to being about a month or so, since they announced. I say close, but I mean like I think it was like late December. I mean, I know we're in January now. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year. Yeah, it's my first video for 2019, and it's at like 5 a.m, and I'm rambling and shit. But you know how I do. In terms of the localization, I do hope that they try to kind of get their act together this time, and from the standpoint of like try to have everything kind of ready beforehand. If they end up having to do another patch, that's fine. I think actually waiting to play Ys 8, kind of made me enjoy it more. I honestly, it's probably, unless this game just like destroys it, which could be possible considering the track record we're on. Ys 8 was definitely one of my favorite PS4 games. Like close to Spirit of Sonata, and of course Tales of Berseria. I always have a boner for Tales, as y'all know. But and fighters, obviously. And Warriors All Stars is pretty good. I'm still working on Warriors Orochi 4. But, we could talk about games we like from this year or from 2018 all day. Now we're in 2019 and we're getting more sequels. Kingdom Hearts 3, Shenmue 3, Mortal Kombat 11, and now Ys 9. Fuck. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun. And I can't wait to see more. I want to see more. I'm ready. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm ready to see more of Ys 9. But yeah, I'll definitely be picking this bad boy up day one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll have a link to the article, I guess, if you want to read more. But yeah, looks pretty awesome, and I can't wait to see what they do with it and where they take Adol. It'll be interesting to see, since he's older, if he's going to look more different than he usually does. I mean, they say older, but like what, he's going to be like, what, 20? I'm guessing probably 29. Like, they're not going to put him at 30. I don't think they're going to put him at 30. They're going to keep him, I think, sort of in the 20s. They won't put him at 30 until we get to, like, I think, like East 12 at most. If we even get that far, which I'm sure we will. But point being, I think they're going to keep Adol relatively young. In the grand scheme of things, I mean. So I don't see him being any older than 28 or 29. Because I think he was like 21 in East 7. I think. It's hard to say, but I'm rambling, so I guess I'll wrap this up. Basically, the game looks fucking dope, and I want to see more. I'm ready for it. Give me more Falcom. I'm ready. But, yeah. Hope you guys are ready for it, too. This is Flames Around Nikki Tasuke signing out. See you later.